Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep with Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're talking resilience and success, even when things get tough, you know?
Yeah.
When life throws those obstacles in your way.
Right.
And we've got two of his motivational speeches to pull from here.
Awesome.
And they're packed with good stuff.
I bet.
About overcoming obstacles, obviously, and staying focused, which is so hard these days.
Right.
With all the distractions that are out there and
so much noise.
Noise, oh my gosh. So much noise everywhere you turn, and really just tapping into that inner strength that we all have.
Okay.
So
what's like
our goal is to kind of distill those insights.
Yeah, where do we start?
Yeah, so you can walk away with some real strategies for navigating your own challenges.
I love it. So what is he?
Well, he starts with this great analogy.
Okay.
He compares us to hawks.
Hawks, okay.
Hawks, yeah. So he talks about how hawks soar way high above the ground, right?
That's high above everything.
High above everything. But they need to land sometimes.
They do need to land.
Right on branches.
Oh, on branches, yeah.
And sometimes those branches break.
Oh.
Unexpectedly.
Yeah.
He's really highlighting these challenges and changes that life just throws our way.
It's such a
when we least expect it.
It's such a vivid picture.
It is.
Isn't it?
It is a really good one.
And so relatable.
Yeah.
You know, because who hasn't felt that like sudden drop when a plan falls apart or something unexpected happens?
Yeah, and think about a hawk in that moment.
Yeah.
They don't panic.
Right.
They just instinctively trust their wings to catch them and keep them soaring.
Right.
And that's exactly what Jakes is saying we need to do.
Okay.
We need to trust
our wings.
Our inner resources.
Yeah.
Our abilities to get through those tough times.
Yeah.
You know, he really emphasizes that. We have that strength.
That we have the strength within us.
Within us. Yeah.
To handle it.
Handle it.
Whatever comes our way.
I like that. And that's where it becomes really actionable, right? It's not just like a nice thought, like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Right.
It's a call to like really identify what those strengths are.
Yes.
What are those wings we can rely on?
Yes.
Is it your problem-solving skills? Is it, you know, your ability to connect with people? Is it your creativity?
Yeah.
Is it like your sheer determination? What are those things for you that have gotten you through?
Yeah. What are your wings?
Yeah.
That is such a good point to think about.
Yeah.
What those wings are. It's easy to get caught up in the moment when things are tough.
Yeah.
And to forget that we have those strengths.
Yeah.
But remembering them.
It makes all the difference.
Can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And he doesn't shy away.
No. From acknowledging that those battles can wear us down.
They do.
He talks about battle fatigue.
Oh, yeah.
That feeling of numbness and weariness that can set in.
Yes.
We've just been through
too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Like you're just exhausted.
Absolutely.
From constantly dealing with challenges.
Yes, like running on fumes.
Yeah, even small things.
Even the little things feel overwhelming. Yeah, he really taps into that.
He does.
Like that universal experience of just feeling drained by all of it.
Yeah, and what's interesting is how he connects this to the idea of distractions versus assignments.
Right.
He says the enemy wouldn't be distracting us if we didn't have an important assignment.
Interesting.
To fulfill a purpose.
Wow.
That we're meant to pursue.
So it's almost like those distractions are a sign.
He says
that you're on the right track.
Yeah. That you're actually making progress.
Or you're doing something right.
Towards something meaningful.
Yeah.
So that raises a question.
Okay.
What are your distractions? What are those things that pull you away from your goals, from your purpose?
Yeah.
Is it procrastination, social media?
Yeah.
Just the constant noise of everything?
Yeah.
What are those things that keep you?
Yeah, to keep you from doing.
From focusing on what truly matters.
What matters.
To you.
It's a good question.
And that leads right into another
Okay.
powerful idea from Jakes.
Right.
The importance of conflict.
Okay.
He says we often try to avoid conflict.
Yeah, we do.
Because we want to be in control.
We like control.
We want comfort.
Yes.
But he challenges that.
Okay.
He says conflict, when handled constructively, is essential for growth.
Okay.
And innovation.
I like that.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Breakthroughs rarely happen
when everyone agrees all the time.
No, they don't.
No.
Yeah, that's a great
It's not about being a conflict avoider.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It's about choosing your battles.
Choosing your battles.
Wisely.
I like that.
Yeah, and recognizing those conflicts that are worth engaging in.
Right.
Because they could lead to positive change,
right.
either personally or professionally. Hmm? Have you ever had a disagreement?
Oh, yeah.
That, while uncomfortable at the time, actually led to a better outcome?
Yes, definitely.
Really?
Some learning experiences there, for sure.
We all have.
Yes.
And Jakes would say,
yeah,
those experiences are valuable as long as we learn from them.
Right. So we've got these assignments to pursue, these challenges to navigate. We need to handle conflict effectively.
Yeah.
But then Jakes throws another wrench in the mix.
Uh-oh, what's that?
The noise.
The noise.
Of modern life.
Yes.
He's talking about the constant barrage
yes.
of information overload.
Media.
Social media.
Social media, drama.
Everything. Everything.
It's everywhere.
It bombards us every day.
It's like
trying to think.
You can't think straight.
In a crowded room.
Yeah.
Where everyone's talking at the same time.
It's impossible.
You can't hear yourself think.
And he highlights this by sharing this brilliant quote from Steve Jobs. Who said, "You have to work hard to get your thinking clean." To make it simple.
It's true.
It's a reminder that simplicity, clarity, focus, they don't happen automatically. You have to work at it.
You have to work at it.
It takes effort to cut through all that noise and get to the essence
what matters.
Of what matters.
I mean, it makes you wonder, how do you manage all of that input?
How do you do it?
What are your strategies?
Yeah, what are your strategies?
For like cutting through the noise and finding that clarity, right? Because we all have different ways of dealing with it.
Right.
Maybe it's limiting social media. Yeah. Maybe it's taking breaks from the news. Maybe it's just finding quiet time to think.
Yes. Yeah.
And that leads us to this beautiful concept that he introduces, the theology of quietness.
The theology of quietness.
And he's talking about being silent all the time.
Right.
But about making a conscious choice to pause, reflect, and truly listen to your inner voice.
It's like creating that space.
Yeah. Amidst all the external noise.
When was the last time you really unplugged and just listened to yourself?
What might you discover in that stillness?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It is a good question. It's a good question, isn't it?
It is.
That idea of finding stillness, of listening to that inner voice.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
It is.
And it's especially important when we're facing something that can really derail us.
Yeah.
Fear. Oh, yeah. Fear can be paralyzing.
Absolutely.
And Jakes dives deep into this. He explains how fear...
How it impacts us.
Impacts us, both mentally and physically.
Right.
He describes fear as this silent killer.
A silent killer.
And I thought that was really striking.
Wow.
You know, he's talking about how chronic fear can actually weaken our immune systems.
Oh, wow.
Make us more susceptible to stress-related illnesses.
So it's like our bodies are stuck in that fight or flight mode.
It's like we're constantly on edge.
Even when there's no real danger.
Exactly.
It's exhausting.
It is.
Yeah.
It takes a toll.
And it can manifest in so many ways.
How so?
Anxiety, insomnia, digestive issues.
Right.
All sorts of problems that we might not even connect back to fear.
Wow. So what can we do about it?
Well, Jakes doesn't sugarcoat it. He says managing fear takes real work. Conscious effort.
Right.
But he does offer some concrete strategies. I like that.
One of the most powerful ones.
And
I think this ties back to that theology of quietness, is learning to control our thoughts.
Oh, that's so important.
Because when fear takes over, our thoughts can spiral.
They can spiral out of control.
Out of control.
Yes.
You start imagining worst case scenarios.
Yes.
It just amplifies the anxiety.
So worse.
Exactly. And Jakes encourages us to challenge those negative thoughts.
How do we do that?
To ask ourselves,
Is this really true?
Right.
Is this thought helpful?
Yeah. Is it helping?
Or is it just making me feel worse?
Right.
And if it's not helpful,
yeah,
we can choose to replace it
okay,
with more positive
okay,
and empowering thought.
So instead of thinking,
yeah,
I can't do this,
right,
you think,
I'm going to figure this out.
I'm going to figure this out, or I'm capable of learning and growing from this.
Exactly.
It's like retraining your brain. Yeah, to focus on the positive.
Focus on the possibility of things working out.
Instead of
always jumping to the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I like that.
It's not about ignoring legitimate concern.
Right.
But it's about choosing
where you focus your energy.
Where we focus our energy.
Yeah.
And another strategy he emphasizes is being mindful of who we surround ourselves with.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is a big one.
Yeah, who you let into your inner circle.
Because you're right, fear can be contagious.
It can be.
We can absorb other people's anxieties.
Yes.
And worries if we're not careful.
It's like their fear becomes our fear.
It does.
So it's about setting boundaries.
Yes.
Protecting our own peace.
Protecting your peace.
Recognizing when someone's fear is starting to affect us.
Right.
And choosing not to get swept up in it.
It's about taking responsibility.
Yeah.
For our own emotional well-being.
And sometimes that means?
Sometimes that means saying no.
Saying no.
To conversations or situations.
That they're draining.
That feel draining.
Or anxiety-provoking.
Exactly.
And on the flip side, it also means?
It means seeking out.
Seeking out the people who lift us up.
Yes.
Who are supportive.
Who encourage us.
And encouraging.
It's about creating a positive environment.
Yes.
For ourselves, both internally with our own thoughts.
Right.
And externally with the people we choose to spend time with.
So we're managing our thoughts.
Right.
We're being mindful of who we let into our inner circle.
Yes.
But Jakes goes a step further.
He does.
And he talks about actively cultivating inner peace.
Inner peace.
He emphasizes practices like meditation, prayer, spending time in nature.
Anything that helps us connect with a sense of stillness and calm within ourselves.
Just like creating that inner sanctuary.
It is.
Yeah.
Where you can recharge.
Where you can find that clarity.
And find clarity.
It makes me think about that hawk analogy again.
Oh, yeah.
Even when those branches break, the hawk never panics.
Never panics.
It relies on its wings.
Yes.
Its innate ability to soar.
To soar.
And we have those wings too.
We do.
We have those inner resources.
Yes.
Of strength and resilience.
Absolutely.
That we can tap into.
Yes.
When we create that space.
When we create that space.
For inner peace.
For inner peace.
And those resources are tied to those three things.
Yes.
That Jake says.
He says the enemy
is always trying to undermine.
Is always trying to undermine.
Our power, our purpose, and our prowess.
Those are the big three.
Okay, let's break that down.
Okay.
What does he mean by each of those?
Okay, so by power, he's referring to our ability to make decisions.
Okay.
And act on them.
So it's about that inner agency, that feeling of control.
It's about trusting yourself.
Right.
Feeling confident in your choices.
Then there's purpose, which speaks to our reason for being.
Our reason for being.
Our unique contribution.
Our unique contribution.
To the world.
It's that bigger picture.
It's the why.
A why.
Behind everything we do.
Like that North Star.
Yeah, like our North Star.
That guides us.
Even when things get tough.
Exactly.
And finally, there's prowess.
Prowess.
This is all about our unique skills.
Yes.
Our talents, our ability.
The things we excel at.
What makes us special.
The ways we shine.
And here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
He doesn't just point these out.
Right.
He urges us to protect them.
To protect them.
To cultivate.
To cultivate them.
Even in the midst of hardship.
Even when things are tough.
It's like a call to action.
It is.
Don't let the challenges dim your light.
Don't let them dim your light.
So how do we actually do that?
How do we protect our power?
Yeah, how do we protect our power?
Our purpose, our prowess.
When life feels like it's throwing everything at us?
Well, one of the most important things is recognizing and embracing change. Because change is inevitable.
Change is inevitable.
Life is constantly evolving.
It is.
If we resist that change, we're just going to end up feeling stuck and frustrated.
Like trying to hold back the tide.
It's like trying to hold back the tide.
Yeah.
So Jakes encourages us to be flexible, to adapt to new situations.
Yeah, okay.
And to see change as an opportunity for growth.
Not something to be feared.
Not something to be feared.
And he uses a really powerful metaphor to illustrate this.
He does. He says,
I love this one.
The tool that you use to bring you here will not be the tool that you use to take you there.
That's so good.
It's such a profound statement.
It really is what stands out to you about that.
Well, to me, it's a reminder that what worked for us in the past might not work for us in the future.
Right.
We need to be willing to let go.
To let go of the old.
Of old ways of doing things.
Yeah.
And embrace new approaches.
And that can be scary.
It can be scary.
Letting go of what's familiar.
Stepping into the unknown.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly exciting.
It is.
Think about the possibilities that open up when we're willing to learn and grow.
Right.
And adapt to new circumstances.
It's about trusting.
It is about trusting.
That we have the inner resources
to
navigate those changes.
To figure things out.
Even when it feels uncertain.
Even when it feels uncertain. That's where all of Jake's insights come together.
They do.
Managing fear. Cultivating inner peace.
Right.
Recognizing our power.
Okay.
Connecting with our purpose. Honing our prowess.
Right.
And embracing change.
It's all part of this incredible journey of growth and resilience.
It is, and it sounds like we're ready to move into the final part.
The final part of that journey. In our next segment.
In our next segment.
I'm excited.
Absolutely, we'll explore some specific strategies that you can use to apply these ideas to your own life.
Right.
Starting with one of the most fundamental.
Okay.
Taking control of your thoughts.
See you soon. All right, so we're back.
We are back.
For the final part of our deep dive into Bishop T.D. Jakes' insights on resilience, focus, and success.
And we're getting super practical.
We are.
In this final part.
Let's do it.
We're going to focus on how you can actually apply these ideas to your own life.
Because what good is knowledge?
Right.
If we don't do anything with it.
Exactly. So let's start with one of the most fundamental ideas Jakes emphasizes.
Okay.
The importance of taking control of our thoughts.
That's where it all starts.
It all starts there, doesn't it?
It does.
He highlights how our thoughts can either empower us or hold us back.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like we have this inner dialogue running all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can be pretty negative.
It can be so negative.
You know that inner critic?
Oh, I know that inner critic.
That's constantly second guessing us.
Yes.
Telling us we're not good enough.
Right. Or that we're going to fail.
Or we're going to fail.
It can be so draining.
It can be so draining. And that negativity can really sabotage our efforts to achieve our goals.
It's like having a flat tire.
It's like having a flat tire.
Before you even start the race.
Before you even start the race, exactly.
So how do we change that inner dialogue?
Well, he offers a few strategies.
Okay.
One of the simplest, but often the most challenging, is to become more aware of our thoughts.
Okay.
To actually pay attention.
Right.
To what we're telling ourselves throughout the day.
So it's like hitting the pause button.
Yes.
On that mental chatter.
On that mental chatter.
And really listening to what's being said.
And really listening.
I imagine it takes practice to even recognize those negative patterns.
It takes practice.
Yeah.
But once you start to recognize them, you can begin to challenge them.
Okay. So how do we do that?
Ask yourself, is this thought really true?
Okay.
Is this thought serving me?
Right.
Or is it just making me feel worse?
Is it helping or is it hurting?
Exactly.
Okay.
And if it's not helpful, you can consciously choose
to replace it.
To replace it with a more positive and empowering thought.
Give me an example.
Okay, so maybe instead of thinking, I can't do this, you shift to, I'm going to figure this out.
I like that.
Or I'm capable of learning and growing.
Okay, I'm capable of learning and growing.
It's like retraining your brain.
Retraining your brain.
To focus on the possibilities.
Instead of dwelling on the limitations.
Exactly.
I like that.
And another powerful strategy he recommends
is
to surround yourself with positive people.
That's a big one.
It's a big one.
The people we spend time with
have a huge impact.
On
our thinking.
And our outlook on life in general.
Exactly. It's like that saying.
Oh, yeah, you are the average of the...
You are the average.
5 people you spend the most time with.
Of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
If you're constantly around negativity, it's hard to stay positive.
It's hard to stay positive.
But if you're around people...
Who are supportive. Who encourage you.
Who are optimistic.
And optimistic, it lifts you up.
It does.
And it can help you stay focused.
Yeah.
On your goals.
Even when things get tough. So it's about being mindful of the company you keep.
It is.
And actively seeking out those positive influences.
Yes, and that doesn't have to be limited to people in your immediate circle.
Okay.
It could be through books, podcasts, mentors, online communities.
Right. It's about feeding your mind.
It's about feeding your mind with information and inspiration.
That helps you grow. Now, another key aspect of achieving success that Jace talks about is developing our prowess. Our prowess.
Remember, that's that unique set of skills, talents, and abilities.
It's like our superpowers.
It's like recognizing your superpowers.
Yeah.
And then figuring out
how to use them.
To your advantage.
That involves not only identifying your strengths, but also honing them.
honing them,
practicing,
dedicating
yourself to becoming even better.
It's about investing in yourself.
Investing in yourself.
Becoming the best version of you.
That's an ongoing process, right?
It's an ongoing process.
There's always room.
Growing and improving.
For growth and improvement, absolutely.
And Jakes emphasizes that.
He does.
Developing your prowess isn't just about personal gain.
It's not.
It's also about
making a positive impact.
Making a positive impact on the world.
On a world.
Because our talents are meant to be shared.
They are.
They're not just for us.
Right.
It's about contributing to something bigger than ourselves.
To something bigger. And that brings us back to one of the most important themes he explores.
The idea of purpose.
The idea of purpose.
He talks about how connecting with our purpose.
Right.
That deep why.
Yeah, the why.
Behind what we do.
Behind everything.
Can give us a sense of direction.
Yeah.
And incredible motivation.
Even when things get tough.
Even when things get tough, because when you know why you're here.
Right.
When you have that clear sense of what you're meant to do.
It gives your life meaning.
It gives your life meaning.
It helps you weather those storms.
It helps you weather the storms.
But how do you figure out what your purpose is?
It's a big question.
It's a big question.
And he suggests that finding your purpose often involves a process of introspection.
Okay.
Of looking inward. Asking yourself some tough questions.
Like what?
What are you truly passionate about?
Okay.
What makes you feel alive? What kind of impact?
What kind of impact do you want to make?
Do you want to leave on the world?
Those are powerful questions to think about.
They are. And sometimes the answers might not come easily.
Right.
Or all at once.
Right. It might be a journey.
It might be a journey of exploration. Trying different things.
Following your curiosity.
Seeing
what resonates.
Seeing what resonates with you.
It's about being open to the process.
It is.
And trusting that you'll find your way.
Even
if it's not a straight line.
And
even if you can't clearly articulate your purpose right now.
Yes.
Just trust.
Trust that you're here for a reason.
We all are.
And those unique gifts.
Right.
You have those things that light you up.
Yeah.
Those are clues. To guide you on your path.
So as we bring this deep dive to a close, what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, I think the most important message is this.
Okay.
We all have the power to create a life of meaning and purpose. Even in the face of challenges and uncertainty.
We've got to.
We have inner strength and resilience that we can tap into.
We do.
We have unique gifts and talents that we can share with the world.
Right.
And most importantly,
okay,
we have the ability to choose our thoughts, our actions, and our responses to the world around us.
That's an empowering message.
It is.
It's a reminder that we're not just passive bystanders.
We are not.
We have the power to shape our experience.
Exactly. And that's what Bishop T.D. Jakes is calling us to do. To step into our power, to connect with our purpose, and to soar to new heights.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Yes,
we hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Until next time.